Alright everybody, here it is, the SOLKOA Survival Systems Pro Kit. This is a $300 survival kit, and we're going to check it out right now on Kitbashed Survival. So SOLKOA makes several different survival kits. This is their top-of-the-line model, the Pro Kit. I figured if I was going to review something from SOLKOA, why not start at the top and review the best kit that they have to offer. Now, I don't know anybody at SOLKOA. I bought this as a regular customer, and that's how I'm going to review it. I know it's a veteran-owned company, and I know they try to build the best kits possible, but that's about all I know. I have heard really good things about this kit. It's big, it's heavy, there's a lot of stuff inside, so it should be a lot of fun. Now, yeah, it is an expensive kit. It is $300, but for me, it's really not about the money. I buy these things and I do these videos because I'm passionate about survival kits, building them and reviewing pre-made kits. You know, when you watch a car enthusiast on YouTube, they're really not concerned about the prices of the cars. They're passionate about the cars themselves. And so that's sort of like me. I'm a survival kit enthusiast, if you will. Anyway, let's start by looking at the exterior of the kit. We'll go ahead and detach the little brochure here so we can get a look at it. So the Pro Kit, the A200, the expanded level survival kit designed for self-sufficiency over long periods of time and extended emergencies. Covers all 8 life-saving survival tasks, includes over 60 survival components, with most providing multiple uses. Now here's a list of all the stuff that's inside, and you can pause and read that if you want to. It's a lot of stuff. So they've got signal, navigation, fire, shelter, tools, food, medical, and water. That's a whole lot of stuff. Alright, so the gear you need when you need it most, S3 SOLKOA Survival Systems Pro Kit, components, modules, kits. And they've got this seal up here. S3 Survival Kits, today's best grab-and-go survival solution. Pick the kit that fits your needs and spend less time worrying about gear and more time enjoying your adventures. And then here's the back of the packaging. And you can pause that if you want to read it. I'm not going to go through all that right now. So let's get it out of the packaging. And look at that. We got a little sticker. Very cool. Alright, so let's measure this thing. Looks like it's about 9 inches by 7 or 8 inches by 3 inches. So pretty hefty, and let's go ahead and weigh it while we're at it. £4, just a hair over 4 pounds. That is one hefty survival kit. So I was kind of hoping it would be a 3-zipper design where you open it up like a book and you'd have all the gear nice and organized inside. But instead, they went with the top zipper grab bag format, which is fine. I mean, there's pros and cons to each approach. With the book format, you get a little more organization of the gear, but with the grab bag format, you get a little more flexibility because you can add some stuff to the bag, which we will probably do at the end of this video. And also, you can use the bag for storage outside of just storing the gear that came in it. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and open it up. I know the suspense is killing you guys. I think the best way to do this might be to turn it on its side and unzip it and start pulling stuff out. Alright, so here's the guide of all the stuff that's inside. This is the first time I've seen it. You know, a lot of times I practice before I film it, but you're kind of seeing this as I see it. Alright, first up we've got a water purifier, a water straw. I guess we can open this up. I'll put it in a Ziploc bag later. Alright, Rapid Pure Scout Pioneer. So you got the straw that you put there, and then this goes in the water. I'm not going to unwrap it anymore, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Haven't seen a straw like this before. This is different. Alright, now we've got a candle, a big candle. A beeswax candle, 20 to 25 hour burn time. That's nice. A lot bigger than those tea light candles. Alright, let's see here. Here's a bunch of big zip ties. We got 3, 4 zip ties. That's cool. Okay, next up we've got something from Petzl, which I'm guessing is a headlamp. They got this case around it. That's really cool. Wow. That's a nice little headlamp. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, we got white, flashing, red, red steady, and off again. So red, flashing white, bright white, dim white, and off. That's pretty cool. I like this. That is a nice headlamp, folks. It's a lot nicer than the headlamp that was in the SE Advanced Survival Kit, and that kit was $500. Oh, and there's a whistle right here too on the headband. I didn't see that. That's pretty cool. Wow, I like this a lot. It's got a belt loop right there. It's got that tight rubber band around there to hold it shut. It's protected. It won't turn on accidentally. That's really good. Very cool. I'm impressed so far. Alright, let's see what we got here. Here we have glucose tablets. CVS glucose tablets. That's funny. CVS. It's like they ran over to CVS and put these in the bag. That's very cool. So we've got 10 tablets, 4 grams of fast-acting carbohydrates per tablet, gluten, sodium, and fat-free. Raises low blood sugar and boosts energy. Very nice. It goes in the food category. Oh, here's another food item. We've got the New Millennium Energy Bar, coconut, 400 calories, low sodium. Oh, and we have a multi-tool, and not just some random Chinese multi-tool, it's a Leatherman. And not a tiny Leatherman, like a Leatherman Micro or something like that, or a Squirt, a real Leatherman. A Leatherman Sidekick, which is actually one of my favorite types of Leatherman. The Sidekick is a really good Leatherman. Wow, that's awesome. Leatherman Sidekick. Then they've got the little add-on Leatherman tool that's got the bottle opener, of course. You have to have the bottle opener. Got a little hex wrench there. Little clip there. This is awesome. A Leatherman Sidekick in an off-the-shelf survival kit. That is a well thought out multi-tool to have in a kit. Fantastic. Alright, what else do we have? Okay. What is this? Guess we're gonna have to open it up to find out. Okay, so it's got this. Oh, so here is, we've got an emergency pair of sunglasses here, I guess. And we've got some sunscreen, Sun X50. A good amount of sunscreen. You know, this is something that is all too often left out of survival kits, and it is vital to have some sunscreen in a survival kit. And not only do we have the sunscreen, but we also have some emergency sunglasses. Yeah, according to the sheet here, this is an iPro Wrap 100% UV block. Protect your eyes. So with this, you can protect both your eyes and your skin. Very cool. This kit just keeps getting better and better. I love it. All right. Okay, this is a big first aid bag, looks like. So I'll set this aside and we'll take a closer look at it in just a little bit. Okay, so it looks like a tarp, a big signal mirror, and a whistle. We'll open that up in a minute too. We got another bag with a compass and so forth. So we'll get to these individual bags in a second. This is vacuum sealed too. Look at that. It's incredible. I don't even want to open it up because it's vacuum sealed. Although I do have a vacuum sealer, I could reseal it. Boy. Here's another bag of fire stuff. It's very well organized. And here we've got some water and food stuff. And we've got a vacuum sealed space blanket, it looks like. Looks like 2 of them. So let's see here. Shelter. Heat reflecting blanket. There's 2 of them, yellow and silver. Yeah, so we got 2 space blankets, vacuum sealed. It's incredible. These are rubber gloves, black rubber gloves, or black nitrile gloves. Very cool. And we've got Ben's 100% DEET, up to 10 hours of protection, tick and insect repellent. Very cool. And finally, oh, there's a couple more things. We've got a Pro Air Protective Emergency Egress Mask. Very cool. Especially in this day and age, always good to have a mask in your survival kit. And then we've got a water bag. Very nice water bag. Let me see what the capacity is. 2 liter. A 2 liter flexible canteen. Alright, so now let's take a closer look at some of these bags. Alright, so here's the first component bag we'll open up, and it looks to be a fire bag. It's all about making fire. Okay, so right here we've got a tube, and on the inside there's some steel wool, some jute twine, and then some cotton. Fire tinders and accelerants. Alright, then we've got these rubber squares, which are called rubber accelerant squares, and pretty self-explanatory. Just help you make a fire with those things. Here we've got a ferro rod and striker in a little bag. Boy, everything in this kit is nice and sealed up. I hate to open it up. And it's a SOLKOA ferro rod. And I'm sure it's good. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Alright, then we've got some pieces of cotton tinder. The waxed cotton tinder looks like 6 pieces. Then we've got some gigantic fire starting cubes, Fast Fire by SOLKOA. Seems to me these are like giant wet fire cubes. I'm not going to open those up. Not until I need them. And then we've got some Yuko Storm matches. The old standby. Looks like we've got 15 matches in there. There's a striker surface right here. They've got some extra striker surfaces on the inside, and then some cotton up top. Very cool. All right, next we've got our navigation bag. So let's see what's inside. I like how each of these bags serves a different purpose. So you've got navigation, fire, first aid, and so on. Alright, so first up, we've got a Suunto A30 compass. It's nicer than the A10 compasses that they put in the SE survival kits, A30. Then we've got the instructions for the compass. You don't get those very often in a survival kit. Very cool. Then we've got a waterproof mat bag. Always good to have. We got a pencil. We've got a pacing cord. Now, I'd be lying if I said I was an expert at using a pacing cord, but that's what it is. Then we've got a Right in the Rain waterproof notepad. Very good. Then we've got a very large Fresnel lens, which I think in this context is meant to be used for magnification, but of course you could use it to light a fire. And then we've got a card of various scales. So that's all the stuff in the navigation bag. Up next, we've got the signal bag, and of course everything in here has to do with signaling, getting people's attention. So let's go ahead and crack it open. So first up, we've got a Sialume Technologies VisiPad, and this is basically a light panel. It's similar to those chemical glow sticks where you snap the stick and it glows for several hours, except this is in panel form. And basically what you do is, step 1, bend and fold to activate it, then you massage it to spread the light around, and then you peel this off to expose the light panel. And you could use this for all sorts of stuff. You could mark a trail with it. You could use it to get back to where you started. You could put it on yourself to make yourself more visible at night, anything. Then we've got a really large signal mirror. And this one, unlike a lot of those out there, is made of glass. I'm trying to be very careful with it. That is a big honkin' signal mirror. And it's glass, not plastic. Very cool. They've got the instructions on the back. That is awesome. This is the best signal mirror I've seen in a survival kit yet, hands down. Next, we've got a whistle. And it's an Acme whistle. Acme makes consistently good whistles. Then we've got 2 pieces of orange signal tape. You could hang this from your clothes or your bag or mark a trail with it, anything. And then we've got a signal panel. Originally, when I first saw this, I thought maybe it was a tarp or something, but no, it's a cloth signal panel. And you just unfold it and put it wherever you want, and it'll get somebody's attention, hopefully. Pretty cool. It's nice because it has metal grommets on the corners, and it's also got some reflective material here to make it easier to see at night. So there's all the stuff in the signal bag. All right, now let's check out the tool bag, which has a really nice vacuum seal on it. I gotta say again, the organization of this kit is amazing. I'm not sure if it's clear, but let me show you again. In the booklet here, they've got 8 categories of survival gear. And what's really awesome is that whenever possible, they've got everything from each category in one unified bag. Now, of course, sometimes that's not possible, like with the zip ties and the Leatherman, but whenever possible, they've got everything in one group in one unified bag, like they had with the fire, signal, and navigation bags that we've already seen. It's very cool, and it's just a sign of how organized and well thought out this kit is. Gosh, I really don't want to open this because it's got such a good vacuum seal on it. It looks so pretty in there. I mean, look at that. So first up, we've got a really good wire saw. The wire itself is thick and high quality. You've got these metal caps at each end, and you've got these nice cordage grips. They call these mini grips. So that means you can really grab a hold of this thing and go to town. And also you can replace the blade. So let's say you're using it and the blade breaks. Well, they've got these screws at either end. You can undo those, and here we have a replacement blade. Very cool. Then we've got 6 feet of baling wire. Not bad. Here's a mini hacksaw made by Dermasafe. Swiss made and 24 teeth per inch. Nice. Then we've got a fabric repair kit, aka a sewing kit. So we've got some sewing needles, safety pins, and a good bit of thread. Then we've got 50 inches of duct tape. Right here we've got 2 15-foot lengths of Kevlar cordage, and then 20 feet of Type 3 paracord. So yeah, when you combine this stuff with the zip ties and the Leatherman, you've got a really good selection of tools for a survival kit. Up next, we've got the food and water bag, which includes some fishing and hunting gear as well. And it's got a nice vacuum seal to it. So, all right, so we've got what looks like a salt, pepper, sugar bullion bag. So let's check this out. One, two, three, 4 bags of sugar, 2 packets of salt, 2 packets of pepper, 2 chicken bouillon cubes, and then we've got a dry card, which is a desiccant, which is always a good thing to have. Then we've got a big thing of tin foil, 1.5 feet by 3 feet. Very nice. We've got some snare wire. Then we've got a pretty good sized fishing kit. Let's see what's inside. So we've got 2 fishing hooks with leaders on them. Then we've got 3 rubber lures with hooks and weights. So we've got a little minnow lure, a little grub lure, and then one of these little squiggly things. We've got a larger minnow lure. We've got a generous amount of thread / fishing line. Then we've got this little bag. Okay, we've got 3 small hooks and 1 fly bait. And I like how they've got all the hooks in these pieces of rubber foam so that they don't stick out anywhere or puncture anything. Then we've got some bait. I'm not sure exactly what kind of bait this is, but it's that dough type bait. Got 2 kinds. And then we've got, let's see, 10 sinkers. So not a bad compact emergency fishing kit. Then we've got the good old P38 can opener. Can't go wrong with that. Then we've got a pretty generous supply of water purification tablets. And keep in mind that we already have a water straw, and now we've got 2, 4, 6, 12 water purification tablets. And I believe each tablet will purify 1 liter of water. Yeah, 1 liter of water. So we can purify 12 liters of water right there. Then, in addition to the 2-liter canteen that you saw earlier, we've got some Whirl-Pack stand-up water bags. Very cool. And looks like we've got 2. So we've got 2 liters worth of water bags here, in addition to the 2-liter canteen. So just to be clear, we've got all this stuff. We've got the coconut bar you saw earlier. We've got the glucose tablets. We've got the water straw. And then we've got the 2-liter canteen. I mean, that's a pretty darn good food and water kit. They got a lot of stuff here. All right, finally we come to the last bag of the day, the medical bag, which again has a really nice vacuum seal on it. So let's get it open. Ooh, that was a nice hiss. I don't know if you heard that. Steve 1989 would be proud. That had a really good hiss. Alright, so here's all the medical stuff laid out, and again, I am really impressed. There's some great stuff in here. So let's start off on the medicine side. We've got 2 empty bottles for personal medications. Very cool. Then we've got a bag of medications. So let's see what we have. We've got 1 caplet of Diamode, which is an antidiarrheal. Then we've got 1 Benadryl. We've got 2 tablets of acetaminophen. We've got 2 aspirins, 2 ibuprofens, and 2 Medilite tablets, which are meant to restore your electrolytes and so forth. Next, we've got 2 Providone iodine prep pads and 2 alcohol prep pads. Then we've got 2 of these Sani Hands instant hand sanitizing wipes, 2 packets of triple antibiotic ointment, a packet of burn gel, and 1 packet of hydrocortisone cream, 1%. Right here, we've got a surgical scalpel. And then right here, this is super cool. We've got a disposable thermometer. This is the first time I have ever seen a thermometer in an off-the-shelf survival kit. That is incredible. I love it. We've got a pair of scissors, some tweezers. Then we've got one of these benzoid tincture compounds, which is used to cleanse wounds. And there's 2 of those. We've got some flesh-colored duct tape, or roughly flesh-colored duct tape. It's kind of cool. And then right here, we've got, I believe this is the triangle bandage, if I'm not mistaken, with 2 safety pins. We've got a couple of moleskins for blisters, very important to have. Then we've got a bunch of Band-Aids. So we've got 1 really large Band-Aid, looks like 4 butterfly closures, and then 2 regular Band-Aids. And then we've got some gauze pads. We've got 2 2x2 inch gauze pads, and then 1 4x3 gauze pad. So yeah, not bad at all. This is definitely one of the best first aid kits I've seen in an off-the-shelf survival kit. Alright, so here's all the gear laid out from the SOLKOA Pro Kit, and if you've watched the entire video up to this point, it should come as no surprise that I think this kit is outstanding. This is one of the best, if not the best, off-the-shelf survival kits that I've seen to date. It's well thought out, well organized, well planned, well executed, with quality, useful components. I mean, when it comes to a survival kit of this size, what more can you ask? Now, this kit is expensive. It's $300. That's a lot of money, and so this kit's not going to be for everybody. I'm sure some people are going to complain about that price. And to those people, I say, whatever. In my opinion, this kit is worth the $300 price tag. Now, could you build a kit like this on your own for less than $300? Perhaps. But keep in mind that to put together a kit like this, you got to get all the gear in the first place. Then you got to bag it up and vacuum seal it and make sure it all fits in the big bag just right. So it takes a lot of time and effort to build a kit like this. So when you buy an off-the-shelf survival kit, you're not just paying for the price of the gear itself. Obviously, SOLKOA did not pay $300 for all this gear. They paid much less, and they're selling it at a profit because they're a business. That's what businesses do, and they're allowed to make a profit. But what you're really paying for is the convenience of having somebody else, SOLKOA in this case, do all the hard work for you. They're doing all the work and putting the kit together so that you don't have to, and you're paying a premium for that. So yeah, you might be able to save a few bucks if you did it yourself, but by buying this SOLKOA kit, you're getting an excellent pre-made kit that's ready to go right off the bat, and for that convenience, I think $300 is a very fair price. Anyway, as great as this kit is, of course, it's not perfect because there is no such thing as a perfect survival kit. No matter what survival kit you get, you can always add something to it. And so before we repack this kit, I do want to add a few things to it just to make it that much better. So the first few things I'll add are sort of independent items that won't go into any specific bag. They're kind of like these items over here, free floating and just in the general kit. So first up, I want to add a dedicated knife. Now, to be clear, this kit does have a knife in the Leatherman, but I want to add a separate standalone knife, and so I've chosen the Mora Eldris. It's a little knife, but it's also an excellent knife. Now, I would have added a Mora Companion, but the Companion is too long to fit into the bag, whereas this one will fit in just right. So we'll add the Mora Eldris. Secondly, I'm going to add a couple of hand warmers, and then I'll add an emergency poncho, and then after that I want to add just a standard black garbage bag. These have a million uses, and it's always good to have one in a survival kit if you can fit it. Alright, next up I want to add some stuff to the medical bag, and I've got quite a few items that I want to add. So let me pull out these bottles first of all. Alright, so I'm going to add some more Band-Aids. So I've got 4 regular Band-Aids, and then I've got 3 more large Band-Aids. Put those in there. Then I'm going to add some Celox hemostatic agent. This is that powder that you can put on a wound, and it'll make it clot. Always good to have in a first aid kit. I'm also going to add a packet of hand sanitizer gel. Now, we've already got some hand sanitizing wipes in here, but I want to put some gel in there just to have a little bit extra in the sanitation department, and this can also double as a fuel source if necessary. Then I've got a bunch of pills that I want to add, so I'm going to add 2 more Imodiums for diarrhea. Then I've got this big bag of pills, and I'm going to put those in these little bottles. So let me take these out and explain what I've got. So first up, I've got some personal medications. So right here, I've got 3 doses of the allergy medication that I take on a daily basis to control my asthma. And then right here, I've got 3 doses of my thyroid medication because I have hypothyroidism. So we'll put these personal pills into one bottle that's just got personal meds inside, like it says on the bottle. And then I'm going to put the rest, if they'll fit, into this other bottle. So I've got 2 500 milligram naproxen sodium tablets. This is like a leave, basically. I've got 2 more Benadryls to add to the ones that are already in the kit. I've got 4 doses of diclofenac, which is an anti-inflammatory. And then I've got 6 additional ibuprofens. Yep, they all fit. And go ahead and close those up. And if I wanted to, I could write my name and the purpose on there and the doses, but I'm not going to do that right now. All right, next I've got some additional gear that I want to put into the food, fishing, and hunting bag. So I've got a yo-yo reel to help with fishing. Those are always good to have. This is a string that is used with the yo-yo reel to tie it to a branch or what have you. Got some coffee for a little bit of caffeine. Now, of course, it's not necessary to have coffee in a survival kit, but it is a nice morale boost and it will give you a little bit of extra energy. And also there's the fact that I drink a lot of caffeine on a daily basis, and if I was to find myself in a survival situation, I would end up with a massive caffeine headache if I had to go without it for a few days. And so I'll save myself a lot of aggravation and just put a little coffee in the kit. And to go with that coffee, I'll add a creamer just for fun. Don't really need that, but... And then I'm gonna add 2 Jolly Ranchers just for a little morale boost. Oh, and I almost forgot, I'm gonna add 4 more fishing hooks just to help out with that yo-yo reel. And there we go. Up next, I'll add a few items to the tool bag. So let's see what I've got. I'll add a Dermasafe razor knife. There's already a Dermasafe saw in the toolkit, but I think a razor knife might come in handy in some situations. And I'll add 2 thick rubber bands. And that's it for the tool bag. There's quite a few things I want to add to the fire bag, so let's go ahead and open that up. It's already a pretty darn good fire bag the way it is, but you can always make things better. So I'll add a couple pieces of fat wood to help in building a fire. I'll add a Bic butane lighter, always good to have. This is kind of cool. I'm going to add a pocket bellows to help build a fire. And then finally, I'm going to add a packet of this fuel gel. And that'll go in there as well. And then to the signaling bag, I'm going to add a glow stick. This is a blue glow stick to complement the Siloon Visipad that's already in there. And I think that will help out a lot with signaling. Finally, I want to add a brand new bag to this kit, and it's a technology bag. So I've got a lightning cable for my iPhone and a USB power adapter, because let's face it, these days a smartphone is really one of the best survival tools you can have. And if you're in a survival situation and you come across the chance to charge your phone, you need to be able to take advantage of it. And so that's what this bag is all about. Now, you could add a solar charger and stuff like that, but that's a lot heavier and takes up a lot more room and wouldn't fit in this bag. But with this, at least if you come across a power source, you can charge your phone. All right, now all of this new gear that I just added is contingent on it actually fitting into the bag. So we're gonna repack this thing, and I don't know if all this gear will fit in there. I may have to take out some of that new gear if I run into problems. Now, to aid in everything fitting into the bag, I'm going to be re-vacuum sealing a lot of this stuff. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay, so there's just no way I'm gonna fit all this stuff in this bag. There's just no room. So I could either leave the extra gear out or I could use a different bag. And I think I'm gonna use a different bag, and I'm gonna use one of these. I've used one of these before in a previous video. I bought these on Amazon. I have a few of them. They're made by TerraTac, and I think they were like 24, 25 bucks. And they've got a good bit of room in there, so we'll see if we can fit all this stuff. Maybe we can fit more, we'll see. Let's give it a try. All right, now we got everything in there. I'm really happy. In fact, we actually have a little bit of extra room. So I'm gonna add a few more items. And you can probably guess what I'm gonna add, or maybe. So I'm gonna add a little pouch of water. This is 4.22 ounces. It's not much, but it's enough to get you started. And then I'm gonna add this tourniquet, this SWAT T tourniquet. Probably should go in the medical bag, but oh well. Too late for that. And finally, I'm gonna add this life tent. It's a Mylar tube tent, and that will greatly increase the shelter element of this kit. And finally, up front, I think I've got a little space in here. So I'm going to add 2 of these Porta wipes, these expanding towels. You know what? Let's see if we can fit them back here. Let's stick them in there. And then in the front pouch, I'm going to put a couple things of MRE tissues, just for blowing my nose or possibly wiping my butt. But I think I'll also increase the ability to wipe my butt if need be. So let's add this, some Charmin to go. We'll put it right there up top. It's getting pretty tight, but I think it's all going to fit. And it does. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. Oh, you know what? Since we have some extra room, I am going to add one more item, and that is another little flashlight. We've got the headlamp, but here's a little LED flashlight, and I'll also add a spare battery. So I'll just put these in the front pocket. And we'll call it a day. Yeah, so it's kind of starting to border on a get-home bag. It's kind of like a really kick-ass survival kit, but not quite a get-home bag. This was the SOLKOA Pro Kit, a survival kit that cost $300 that in my opinion is worth the price, and we've made it even better with some extra gear and a better bag. And I think this bag is a better choice because it's got handles, you can put it over your shoulder and all that, so definitely a much more portable solution. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. For now, that's it. I'm Eric Siegel. This is Kitbashed Survival. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.